the top management of the company. Now there are three verticals which are attached to it.
Correct.
First vertical is the customers. Is the customers, as you rightly said. So they are primarily on app, mobile app. They may be on telephone also. If they call up, yeah. Can you see? Can you see the screen? Okay, just a minute.
Please share it.
Yeah, just a moment, please. So, Chodo, there is a problem. Okay. Are you able to see screen?
We can see now.
Okay, fine. So the Salesforce sits in the middle. Now there is on the right side you can see technicians. So they are the field man. They are the folks in the field. So that's a whole network of them. The network is basically some dealers and the technicians, supervised by our regional managers, etc., etc. On the left we can see customers. So customers can approach us. They basically hit the customer's portal, maybe through telephone, from the call center, or maybe through app. And the customer portal is the second thing which talks to the Salesforce. And the third thing is OEMs. So OEMs being the partners who give us business, so they are also connecting the Salesforce. So the scheme which we thought was primarily that Salesforce is sitting in the middle with the top management team, and there are three different portals. One is the customers portal, second is the technicians portal, and third is the OEMs portal. These three portals are integrated with the Salesforce, and the overall management and communication takes place. That's all from my side. Yeah, you please take over now.
Perfect. On this particular screen itself, the one question I have is, example, all OEMs. If I talk about Lenovo, if I talk about Mitsubishi, if I talk about any OEM here, all these OEMs would be using Salesforce. However, they might not.
No, that depends.
Allow.
I mean, that depends, Ravi. I will prefer. Whenever we use more and more Salesforce, there is a cost involved, right? So ideally, I would like that these OEMs are on our in-house portal, which is talking to the Salesforce, but it's your call. I mean, that's a technical call which you will be taking ultimately, whether OEMs will be using Salesforce or they'll be using our in-house portal.
Okay. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
Let me just share my screen. Where I am. Okay, I wasn't there in the browser. This one. No. This one, yes. There it is. Yeah, can you just open that? Yeah. So if you are able to see my screen now.
The screen is not yet visible. Yeah. Okay, Gaurav. Yeah, it's visible now.
Perfect. So there are two things here, sir. This is the Salesforce. So I am just talking about this particular product line. If I can zoom this screen. Yes. Now this is basically this. We call this as Salesforce wheel. There are many products of Salesforce which can be clubbed or would be part of as one roadmap or one single platform where Salesforce can be used. I can hear my own voice. I don't know why. Thank you. Thank you. So here, if in case you can see the sales, service, marketing, commerce, apps. So I'll talk about one by one on each product of Salesforce. So basically, each product of Salesforce has the base layer as artificial intelligence and what we call that, your analytics is inbuilt into it. We always start with sales, which is bread and butter of Salesforce. So on the very top green sales box which you will see, we call that sales cloud of Salesforce, which is typically for your lead management, inquiry management, your opportunity, your account management, all your customer management there. After that comes the service management. Service management will be a omni-channel presence, where omni-channel means all your customer will be reaching out to you from different sources, whether it's reaching out to you through your OEM, through a phone call, through a ticketing system, through a email, or through a mobile app also. Then the third thing is the marketing, which is not required as of now, so I'm just skipping it. Just for the high level, I want to give you that what marketing is here is, whether if you want through the social media channels, through your email marketing, if you want the organically and inorganic, inbound or outbound marketing, we call that. So the product which will be helping you to manage your customer leads, customer retention and everything will be through your marketing ads. And we call it marketing cloud of Salesforce. Thereafter, e-commerce, I'm skipping that. Apps is nothing but Salesforce. You can also build your application on Salesforce platform, which is called as Heroku, which is a mobile app where you can build your own application. It is just a hosting platform where you can have the mobile application hosted on Heroku as a platform. If you see Uber as an app, Uber is actually hosted on Heroku, a platform. Now coming to the analytics, this analytics earlier we call it Tableau. Now the Tableau name is going to disappear very soon. There will not be any BI tool with the name of Tableau. Salesforce is merging this tool with themselves. They have acquired this company a year before, and they are merging this with their analytics called Einstein. So Einstein, they are they had this word called Einstein artificial intelligence. So they are making it Einstein analytics. Then integration is not required here. I do not want you to use a MuleSoft because there are much cheaper tools which are available in the market. Employee experience, no. Trailblazer and reskilling is nothing but it's all about your training program of Salesforce. We can skip that. Industry vertical, we are not going here because that's talk about education cloud, that's talk about manufacturing cloud. We are not into that vertical, so skipping that. Now the comes in the partner and the success. Important. This is very, very important because partner in Salesforce, any language, in Salesforce, any product which you call that, there are different stakeholders which are involved, which will make this deal as a perfect deal, or this service as a perfect service, because there are vendors involved, there are partners involved, there are dealers involved, there are distributors involved. There could be a portal, there could be a customer portal, there could be a partner portal, or an employee portal. Though the name looks very different to you, but in Salesforce it is absolutely same. It's just the look and feel and the options or the feature set which would be given over there. So a partner community is called as partner portal, a dealer community is called as dealer portal, an employee community is called as employee portal, a customer community is called as customer portal. However, all these are same at the back. At the back end, the UI looks different to you, but the back is absolutely same. The back end architecture is absolutely same. The only difference is the feature set which would be available to you. So this is the Salesforce here. What I'm going to cover today is only the sales and service part, how your sales and service would be beneficial for you, and also a little bit on the community part, because what we will be doing here is, hey Prashant, I think you have joined. Hi. So my name is RS Man Ravi and I'm from Coolio Consulting, part of Salesforce ecosystem. If you can hear us.
Hi Pradeep.
Hi.
Yeah, please carry on.
Correct. Thank you. So so what we are going to replace, though, we will be keeping this strong backbone of Salesforce in our technology system, so that we should have a robust system. We should have analytics around it. We should have your coding, low code platform where any customization would be possible, and we will involve other technologies around Salesforce. We will involve other technologies around Salesforce, so that example, your mobile app for your customer, that will get integrated with Salesforce. Your partner mobile app for your partner will get integrated with Salesforce. Vis-a-vis, you can also use the community cloud of Salesforce if you want to replace mobile app, which is a pre-built feature. No integration would be required. So without wasting any time, I think let's initiate the show now. So this is the Salesforce, sir. Whenever anyone or everyone of your team would have to log into Salesforce, they will be just going on Salesforce. The same thing will be available to you on the mobile app of Salesforce also. It is, we call it as native app. The very typical words I'm using, because no other technology can use this word. When I'm using the native, it means that anything or everything which is available in my web browser version of Salesforce, all those things will be available to me on my mobile app also, without customizing my mobile app. So that's the beauty of the product. That's why we call that you do not have to build a mobile app. Mobile app comes free automatically. So you log in with the username and password. Once you will log in with a simply username and a password, then things will happen is you log into this. You log into the first screen of Salesforce. This is the first screen of Salesforce, and there are different applications. On the top you will see a blue cloud, but below that there are so many dots. When I click over there on those dots, there are different apps which I have created for myself. Example, the sales ground is for my sales team, the service is for my services team. I have a channel sales also, I have a project management team, I have a lightning console ABC, so many things, so many applications. It's all about all the features. But example, now as a management or as an admin, I can see 20 features of Salesforce, but my sales team would only want to see their inquiries. So they will only see their inquiries, and the service team only want to see the cases. So they will only talk about the cases. Now if I go below, so I can see view all. When I click on view all, I just want to see any of the app, just go down. I'm just going down, I'm going down, I'm going down. So there's so many applications which I've created, and they're on the sales on the left hand side. Yes. So I'll pick my sales app right now. Let's say this is my sales application. So I'll pick it up. Now a sales would be what? For me, a sales would be my leads or inquiries which are coming to me and through my OEMs, or automatically to me through my social channels. I'm just assuming as of now that you will be from different sources, you will be getting your leads. I'm assuming it. If not today, but tomorrow you have to have your own channel to increase your sales. Now, if I logged in as Uday, what my story would be, I want to search something on the very top, the search bar, which is called a Google search for me within my Salesforce. Down the line, after 2 years, I have a lot of customer B2C and B2B customers there in my Salesforce. I do not want to hop around each and every customer, but there on the top I can see ABC, and I can see all my customers there. Whatever I'll type in, I can see all my customers there. All my leads are there. So anything or everything starts with any inquiry or a sales. So I'll go below show you the little bit of the dashboards, like how my closed business so far, what is my pipeline look like, what all activities I have done so far, how many calls, how many meetings, presentations, or any customer talks which I have done, now SMS or emails which I have done. What are my top opportunities? If there are certain B2B customer or B2C customer which I'm trying to achieve, who might be giving me 20 appliances for an AMC, whether I've closed that or not. Now what is my forecast? What is my team leadership dashboard also. So this is my team leadership dashboard. If there are 7 people in the team, where do I stand today, right? I can check all these things, details on the very top front of the newspaper. So that's the home page of the newspaper or the front page of the newspaper. Below that, there are certain news. Since I'll be dealing with a lot of OEMs there, I would be very well versed with their what is the global news which are happening there. So all these news which are important for me and for my industry, I will be able to capture all those news. I can also integrate with the Google News also. So all my Google notifications will also start coming in. The news which I'm trying to show you right now can be based on accounts or the customer or the corporates do you have, or can be based on the OEMs do you have. So based on this, you will have the global news coming in here. On the right hand side, you will have your task coming in. So all the task is that, if I am the sales guy, I really need to call somebody like, okay, I need to call back somebody, Rohit Sharma. Then I need to call Cirrus India Private Limited. Yesterday I had to make call. I might have not done the call. Tomorrow I have a meeting with Anuman or Anjan Kapoor, or there is another ABC task which is due, which I have not done, which I will be doing in the future, right? So all my overdue tasks, what a sales guy would need in a CRM or a service guide. As of now, I'm just covering sales quickly for 10 minutes, and other than 10 minutes, I will be covering onto the service also. A sales guy needs what? A sales guy needs a kind of a task which he or she has to do on a day-to-day basis. Now, if there is a certain events which I have to do on the bottom, certain events, then I will be able to see all my events also. If in case I might be participating in a webinar, or could be a seminar, or could be a canopy put us up somewhere, I can see all those events as well there. This is my calendar. My calendar will be booked completely as a sales guy. If somebody will say, oh, can you call me on this number? Can you give me a demo of a particular presentation? Or can you tell me why should I partner with you? If in case you will be going pan-India and partnering with other people or different companies, and obviously they will be fixing up their half an hour slot or 45-minute slots also. All those events or the meetings or the presentation would start showing you on the calendar. You can have your start date and the end date or a time also. All these things will be there. Your calendar will be totally and closely synced with your Microsoft and Outlook / Gmail also. Be it Outlook, be it Gmail, anything you will talk, there is a pre-built connector available in Salesforce. That's the beauty of the platform. Now coming to start with the leads section, I always love this section because that's what I am and that's what my whole forte is, the sales. So if I as a Uday, who's a sales guy, and want to see my leads, what I want to see as a daily basis. Okay, what are the recently viewed leads I've done? If I drop it down and I see, okay, I want to segregate all these leads, I can segregate as n number of things. I can segregate as per my new leads, as per my hot leads, as per my website leads, as per my my partner leads. Any partner might have given it to me. I can see those partner leads also. Partner leads which are assigned to me, which are not assigned to me. Any registration for a webinar, anything you talk about would be there, because those fields are available and you can slice and dice your data. All these slicing, dicing will be a 30-second game. 30 seconds, nothing but. It's a low code platform what I'm trying to show you here. Now let's go to any of the lead, how a lead will look like. Let's click on all leads and see the view of all leads there. So when I see my leads, you can see the lead quality coming in of three badges or 4 badges, a grayed out. This shows some scoring also to me. This scoring is coming on certain parameters. So something is showing as 60, 0, 95, 60, 40, 95, 75. All this scoring is coming from the certain parameter. Example, the person with whom I'm talking is the decision maker or not. The person has a project defined or not. Or what's the decision time frame, when they are going to take a decision, whether they are going to take a decision today or after 3 months. They already have a vendor in place. They might not have a vendor in place, based on which I can have, based on your business, we can play the workflows here, and based on those workflows, this scoring will be coming in, and the sales team will be easy for the sales team when they talk to the somebody. Okay, he's the CEO of a company. Obviously, when I'm talking to the B2B and B2C both, so I know whether he's the owner of the company. He's not a kid or he's not a female. He's just the only he's the male person in the company or sorry in the house. So he might take a decision whether he will be able to give us the AMCs or not, or for a particular kitchen or for a particular hotel or ABC. Now Coming to, I can just click on any of the Andrea Fulcher or Anjan Kapoor. Let's say Anjan Kapoor. I click over here for the Anjan Kapoor and I can see the certain other details which would be there in my database. And there are certain things which is example, my first lead is as a new lead. When it comes to me, when I've not done any activity on this lead, later on it will be a working lead, a working stage. And after that, when I speak to this person, either I qualify this or I unqualify this. Either I fix an appointment, close this lead, or I will not fix an appointment, I will make it an unqualified lead. It's very simple. Now there is a certain predictive factor which Salesforce artificial intelligence will be giving us. It's like a phone number is valid or not, whether title is director, he has downloaded or some papers, he went on our website. So it will be closely integrated with your website also, which is the part of the some part is the marketing cloud part. I'm going below. The lead information is also coming in, the person, the phone number, email address, which is the very basic things. Segmentation also, the lead source. If I click on the source, I can see all the details. All the drop down I can see where the lead has come to me through a social media or Facebook or a LinkedIn or Trade India marketing event referral. Anything you talk about is there. And if you want to add anything, it would be there also, because this is the what I believe is the very basic thing, because even anybody in my house or in my company, even the HR would be able to customize the CRM. And I'll save all the details, whatever the information is available to me, I just save all those details. Now also in the lead scoring mechanism, if you go below, which can be as per your business process, but whether they have a budget or not, what is the decision time frame, project is defined or not, whether they are a decision maker or not, or they are based on which a scoring has been given. But as per your industry, if the formulas could be different, we can formulate in a different way altogether. Now things come in when I have to do certain activities on this lead, which you would be interested in, that okay, how many things which Ravi has done so far. If I have to call this person, I can click, say, do a log a call first. I'll say log a call and then just call this person, and this person is on a voicemail. So let's say, okay, fine, the person is on a voicemail, and I'll just put my notes as voicemail and I just save it. And as soon as I'm saving this voicemail notes, it will be getting captured into my recording system as how many calls which I have done so far. So is there another call which I've just logged on today? There is another, last time I made a call on 13th of October. If I go below what I did, if I go below, I can see all my comments and details of every call. I see the last call I made on 9 September, then again call on 9 September, then on 9 September I did a follow-up email. Then the follow-up email he opened on when? On 9th of September. Last open was 9th of September. He followed up with me. I sent an email and he checked my email. Then I made a call again. This is a very clear indication showing me that okay, what I've done so far. If I need to send an email to this person again, this prospect again, I can certainly send an email again to this person.
Hello, excuse me. Hello.
Yes.
So just help me understand if did I miss out on the Service Cloud part?
I'll be covering it, sir.
Discussion, because we are more keen to kind of explore the service side and how do we have our sales force, field force integrated with Service Cloud. That part, right? Right, Divyanshu?
Yeah, definitely. We discussed that part, but I don't think that has been covered yet.
It has not been covered yet. I will be covering it. Once a sale will be done, I will be covering the service part only. So let me just make a sale on this CRM, and after that I'll be covering that only. So just give me 5 minutes more. I'll cover the sales structure first. Okay. Perfect.
Sure.
Now, if I need to make a email to this person, I have all these templates ready. I can go drop down, and then I can have all these templates ready. I can select any of my template and then send it to this customer right away. from there. So all these things which are there in the Salesforce CRM would be there with me, and then as soon as the customer will open this email, they would be able to, I will get a notification, or I can see when my last email was opened up. So these templates are very ready-made kind of a template which are there, or you can have your own Lightning templates also. Now activities will get captured, and as soon as I will qualify this lead, I will convert that lead into a customer and then close this lead as qualified, and then start working on the opportunity. Can you just showcase an account here? Now once my inquiry will get converted into an account and an opportunity, okay, let's suppose that there are so many customers, I can divide my customers based on B2B and B2C both. I have my all accounts, I have my person account, and I have my B2B accounts also. Now I have a question here. Do we deal with B2B as of now, or we deal with both? And if we are dealing with for a home appliances, if we are dealing with only B2C, should we cover B2B also, or should we not cover B2B? Because I am not very clear here.
Yeah, Ravi, the answer is we are dealing with B2B as well as B2C. We need to cover both.
Can you just I'll definitely take it. I'll take it. How we are dealing with B2B, that I'm not able to understand, because are you giving some sort of services to a particular company as well as to a person also, individual?
Yeah, there are many OEMs who want us to be their exclusive partners for giving service to their customers.
But those customers are B2B or individual?
No, see, supposing there is a TV brand which is recently launched. Now the TV brand doesn't have its own service support network in the country. Now that TV brand wants that we should give service to all its buyers. So we deal with we deal with both. We deal with the buyers as well as the OEM, but the person who is giving us business is the OEM. So that's why we call it B2B.
Got it. Okay, so I'll show you.
Also, to add to that, even in B2C space, the customers would be now there will be B2B invoices also, because now many people companies buy products, so you have to create that B2B account as well, because then in each company there are more than one person who are our contact, so we have to create both type of accounts, B2B and B2C.
Perfect. So I'll try and show you what kind of accounts you would be able to create. So there are certain accounts. So there are corporate accounts, there are dealer accounts, there are company accounts, and there are person accounts also. Anything which you see as a person account is the individual. I click over here and you will see the individual account first. So these are your individual account, which will be with the name of a person like Amit Arora, Andy, NA, Ansh, Asha, Ayush. All these are the individual accounts. If I go to the corporate account or the B2B account, which is my enterprise account or a corporate account, let's say on the top, the company account. So all these are my company account, which is nothing but my Accor Hotels, AIM Socials, Amazon, Aptech, Apple. All these are my basically company account, which can be further divided as small business and mid-market business, or my which vertical they are into. If I have to check the dealer accounts, I can showcase the dealer account also. All my dealers will be showing me, or the partners will be showing me in a different way altogether. So these are my dealers, which can be based on the hierarchy or the account site, which account location or the region they will be catering to, or which particular product of mine they will be catering to. I can also have OEM accounts here, which I have not created, I think, but in my own personal Salesforce I have those accounts also. All partner accounts, see on the top, all partner accounts. Yeah. So these would be my partner accounts. There are to whom my partner type is service provider, a reseller, or a partner, or alliance partner, or distributor, who would be providing me services. So you can differentiate. It's as simple as I click on new and try to create a new account here. Whether it's my OEM, whether it's my dealer or a distributor, I have all the options available to me. I will make sure. And when I go to the partner, it will ask me the certain details which are important for me as per a partner registration. If there is one account which I need to register as a dealer, I can have those dealer also. If I have an agent, I can see the agent account. If I have a customer, I can create the customer account, or an individual at the bottom is the person account. The first thing first is different category of people with whom you are dealing with, whether partner, dealer, customer, individual would get captured over here, and the system will only ask for those information which will be needed as the partner, but not as a customer. So example, a partner might give you a GST number or a PIN number or a TIN number, or a customer might not ask, you might not ask a customer for the TIN number or something else. So I'm just giving you hypothetical answer, situations here. So I cancel this and try to show you some sort of the accounts like let's say partner account also you can try and show. So first I'm just showing you the one of the account which is a customer here, and then you will have all the certain details, that account owner is there, the phone number, website, total sales which you have done with this customer so far, and then day since activity has been done. Now at the below is a field service default, field service. So there is a particular product of Salesforce which comes here also, because to this customer which default field entitlement he is eligible for. When I'm saying entitlement means entitlement is the contract which he is into, whether he has taken a premium AMC with us, or which is a direct AMC with us, or it could be through a OEM, or it's a parts will be what is entitled for is a basic support, or it could be a premium support. Now which services territory he is focused on. So if this person has taken couple of things from me and something is installed in Delhi, and the person is asking me for the what do you call that, and the person is asking me for the territory, like I want the services to be done in the Mumbai now. So nobody will give me an example. If I go to the Tata Sky and then I have to shift my house, so provide me services. They will only provide me services where they fixed the Tata Sky. So same is then I have certain work types, operating hours, or a default price book. For default price book means if the location is is US, then I will be providing the price, the spare parts in USD, or if the location is in India, I will be providing the spare part in INR. That is kind of a little difference which I'm talking about. I'm just thinking globally now. Now there is a billing address and shipping address for my customer. Then this is nothing but a quick document. I will just skip it. Now very, very important is related. Here your Einstein is actually telling you that leadership is changing in the Accor hotels, because which shows that the leadership it's sometimes that I've taken a sales navigator, LinkedIn navigator. That's the reason it's telling me that the CEO might have changed from Accor hotel to some other blue star hotel. So that's what it will tell me from the insights provided to me, but it's not the standard functionality of Salesforce. This functionality will be only available when I know, because I want to know each and everything about my customer, OEMs and partners. So that's where this information is very, very handy to me and very important for me from the sales perspective, from the service perspective also. If a leadership might change, I need to go and meet with them. If a leadership change, if I need to make a sale, I would not be able to make a sale, or my contract might not get renewed. ABC reasons could be there. Now, if there are certain more things. See this customer Accor hotel from the customer standpoint or a partner standpoint. Either ways, I have a certain account team who would be handling this. Today, I'm the only one who will be handling all my OEMs. But tomorrow, example today, we are partner with Microsoft, we are partner with Salesforce, we are partner with HubSpot, MailChimp and a few more. Okay. Now when I partner with, so there is a different team who handles HubSpot, there is a different team who handles Salesforce, there is a different team who handles Google and then Microsoft also. So there is somebody who's from the account executive team, somebody from the services team also. From the OEM perspective, when I take their partnership, and from the customer perspective also, if there is a very, very big giant or a very big customer who might have taken to whom I'm providing the services or the AMCs, then now obviously I need to assign something, a team member there. Then I can see all the contacts there, how many contacts are there. As of now there is only one contact. I can add more contacts. I can click on contact, I can add more contact over here. You can see, okay, just give me a second. I can add a contact saying customer, and I can see, okay, this customer I have ABC. I can make another contact quickly. Even any contact which I'm creating. So obviously I'm just creating a test contact just for the sake of showing it to you that you can have your contacts being added over here. So I just added a contact. Now the activity indicator is the indicator which shows that with which contact I am interacting a lot. Very, very important thing, where there are 5-star, 3-star, 4-star, because if I'll be interacting a lot with a C-level person, not with the president, then obviously I will be able to see that. Then below the opportunities means what are the opportunities which have been closed won. How many cases, now comes the Service Cloud, how many cases which they have registered so far. Can you showcase any other account which has data into it? Let me just try. Showcase Apple, just go to Apple. Yeah, it might have. Just go below. Yes. I just go any of another account. I'm just trying to showcase an account which has most of the data into it. So no, not the LT group. It's not there. BMW, no. Just go to Verizon. I didn't do Verizon also. Okay. So I'll show you. I was here, so you can see the indicators here that I'm talking to Eddie Lipson more than Peter or Martin or Joseph or Federica. Now I'm going below. What I can see is how many opportunities which I've closed with them. I can see the cases which they have raised so far to me. How many cases? Okay, you can see the 1871 is a case number. That's what is the subject. So I can just hover over there and I can see all the details. Okay, I'll be going deeper into it, but before that I will showing you something more. Going below. Very, very important in your business is asset management. You have put an asset at customer location and you are providing services on top of that asset. So we should know the serial number and everything of that asset, whether it's an image, whether it's a serial number or some other CV or other whatever the number which you'll ask for will be there. So you can have your asset management. Very, very important here that all those assets to whom because tomorrow the serial number might not be matching and you might be providing services around that. So that's what we do not have to do. The projector or a boardroom or a alpha product or anything. These are the dummy images, please guys. Excuse me for that. Then going below, I can have invoices if there is any invoices, any contracts and entitlements. Very, very important again in your case, because if a customer is entitled as per the contract which is active, they are only entitled for the SLA of 4 hours. I will be able to provide my SLAs or the case resolution within the 4 hours rather than the 8 hours or the 20 hours. So and based on which my system will keep giving me stinkers that this customer Verizon is entitled for 4 hours, not for 8 hours. So you need to close this case within the 4 hours of time. So I'll just quickly flip onto the Service Cloud of it. So just go from here to the Service Cloud. Correct. Or the Service Console will be better. Service Cloud Console, right, yeah. So that is one of my service engineer who will be, who the team who will be taking calls. So I'll show you different versions of it, who will be taking calls. On the right hand side, you will see the Omni channel. Yes. Now my phone will get started. Once my phone, I'll make it online. So as of now, I'm offline. I'll say, okay, I'm available for cases. So as soon as I'll go and make it available for cases, I will start getting all my cases, whatever the cases I am opted for. Okay, I can accept or decline those cases. I can decline or accept those cases. Example, while working on these cases, I have a customer who started coming to me. So there is a tring which will be happening. So as soon as a call is coming, this customer case will get open or an account will get open automatically. I am taking a call and the customer case is getting open and saying that, oh, Eddie Lipson is calling you. Now, if Eddie Lipson is calling me, what I need to do is I will be checking there is a call, there is an opportunity, what is there for her. I can check her details here, all the details about her customer, about her account. I can create a case directly from here about what kind of a case she has a problem with the home theater, and then subject line I can type in, and I can type my notes also here. So whatever the product family she has a contract with me or with us, we can raise a case around it, and as soon as I'll arrange a case or log a case, that will be going to my specialist or the engineer. Okay, so that will be going to my engineer from there. Okay, so till now I'm just taking a pause. If you have any questions, please ask me.
No, I think we can go ahead.
Are we going in the right track, or or this is what you were looking for? This is what you were not looking for.
I would appreciate that, after showing these core functionalities of the Service Cloud, I would appreciate you to demonstrate us as to how you can replicate the field app, which is the field app of Salesforce. But since we intend to make our own, then how closely we can make that product, and how can we integrate it with the core Salesforce?
So if you remember, I told you the application, the mobile app, we will be making it a native or a hybrid app, and I need to involve my mobile team person also there, who will be taking the requirements, and that will be a simple provision of rather than showcasing the app, but a building an app for you. So if you remember, I told you that I will be able to showcase the basic version or the standard version of Salesforce to you, which will be your hub. Around that, the mobile app which we have worked upon, example, I made an application for JK Lakshmi. I cannot showcase their application to you because that's predominantly there for their dealers, for their partners. So I can only showcase this thing, a Salesforce, to you right now. How within the Salesforce your team will be handling the cases. I can showcase a particular portal. The same portal can be available to you in the mobile also. Example, let me just complete this. So there are certain cases which has been there. I click on the cases, and where I can have the cases which are on the tier 2 level. I can have all my cases, all my social queues or tier 1 queue cases with their activity indicator also. I go to the case number here, and I can see all the details about those cases. Now, if there is an error, let us suppose some other case is there, and if I need to email this customer, I can email directly from here. Number one, I can log a call, I can make a call directly from here. On the right hand side, when I am looking a case as a Salesforce person or as the service engineer, I will be getting all my articles related to this case will be here on the right hand side. Can you see that? So this is error on my bill and frequently asked question about billing. So all my permutation combination, example, if you have to provide a service, there would be certain 5 team members would be sitting over here checking, whether what kind of a problem they have in their appliances or their product or electronic product. Now they would have to have certain KRAs where certain things they have to ask from the customer. Now what are their basic steps which they should ask? So these things can be covered from here. Okay, if are they covered in the private policies where they can check their serial number of their product. So all these are basic things which will be available to them on their knowledge base. That is the knowledge base based on the your ticket case number or the subject. It will be coming to you. If I go to any other cases, I can see example, projector is getting overheated. So my knowledge base will be absolutely different. It's totally different over here. It's related to the projector itself. Can you see that? Right. So this is the special case management where I will be taking calls. I will be taking cases here on the chat, and also I have those shortcuts also. But if there is an option for the WhatsApp, I can have the WhatsApp integration in Salesforce. I can have my chat also integrated with Salesforce. The chat I'm talking about, which is on your website or OEM's website. Now coming over here, there are certain chat supervisor. Example, if as I told you, it's a omni channel game. So all the cases which are coming to me from different channels, I can see all my reports and dashboard of my supervisors over here as well. So all my agent summary, like who is handling this time what, how many things are which are in the queues, how many people who are working on different social queue, tier 1 queue, tier 2 queue, how many been assigned, how many open cases, what is the average handling time, what is the service agreement. All these agents I will be able to see also, all my agents. So if I want to see all my agents, I can see all my agents by queue. I can see how many agents are working for different queue. So this is a complete call center kind of a model which I'm just showing you. If I want to see my chat supervisor person dashboards, so the chat is a different status, skill wise. So there is a skill wise, billing, who will be handling the billing and issues, who will be handling field upgrades or something other than that. Those are different skills I can create based on which my chats or my phone calls will get automatically routed to the people. Now also the last thing here is, which I'll be showing here, is the knowledge base. So my knowledge base is the internal knowledge base or the external knowledge base. When it is an internal knowledge base, all my published knowledge base which I created for my internal thing can be published on my website also. I can create an article from here. I can differentiate all my product based way or headphones related articles. I can see all my home theater related articles. I can see that as well. Now coming to the dashboards also here. So all my C-level dashboards would be able to see. You can see what is my sales pipeline, what is my customer service. So all my sales exec. So there are different level of dashboard which you can see. Service agent dashboards. If I click on service agent dashboard, I will be able to see my service agent dashboard. Cases by status. How many cases which has been closed are on new, working, escalated. How many cases which are on priority. What are my cases from different channels. Phone se kitne aaye, social media se, LinkedIn se. When I go to the customer satisfaction, the CSAT, which is coming over here, how many cases by type, product cases or the account type, my team which are handling different type of cases, how many they are working on, what is the response time, average handling time for a particular case, resolution time is there. All these SLA compliance cases against an age, kitni age ho gaya, how many cases which are waiting on customers, how many cases which are response received, how many cases where we need attention or something, SLA compliance. I'm 95% SLA compliance for any OEM. This is the one of the major chunk which any OEM would be looking for, because we are part of Salesforce. They always ask for these compliance every quarterly from us, and then we need to sit on a quarter and start working on it. Rather, if everything is coming onto our Salesforce, it will be handy to you. I can customize my tabs accordingly. Now I just go below here and I just try to show you a light field service lightning also. I'm just trying to open this. Because I can see all my, so here you can see the service appointments, how many service appointments do I have, service resources do I have, and the field service team and the scheduling policies. What is the scheduling policies for them? Then I have work types and the assets which I would be providing services for. So all these things which will be available to me, but this is a different product of Salesforce which is called as the Field Service Lightning, which can be given to our field service team, but those field service are not on my payroll, so obviously will not be beneficial for you, but I'm just trying to show you that this is also possible. After a work order being done, then the service appointment will be fixed. Once the service appointment will be fixed, then a resource will be allocated, and after a resource will be allocated, then a field service will be allocated and a scheduling policies. Based on these scheduling policies, the work will be done and for a particular asset. So that's what we have, yeah. So example, the corrective maintenance, battery replacement, field measurements, QA testing, part swap, field inspection, and then service territory, which territory it falls in, what is the start time, what is the Gantt label, like who is working on this, who from the service resource team who will be working on it. I can see the appointment also, what is the time, what is the appointment start date and end time. Basically I can create a service request on this appointment again once this appointment get cancelled by the customer. There's so many things. Who's assigned resource on this? Harry Long will be working on this particular case. Estimated time is 10 minutes. Within the 5 minutes, I think, 5 minutes estimated travel time to reach to this location. So these are the things which are available, because we know this resource Harry Long is into that location, and for how far his location from this customer perspective, from this customer address, whatever the address you will mention over here, based on which you will have these estimated time and the appropriate travel time would be coming over there. It's a dummy data. Let me see if I can showcase something over skills indicator. Yeah. So if there are skills indicator for a particular resource, I can see the skills. He's only working for installation, he will be only working for maintenance or a repair estimate or a billing one. So all these things are available. I'm not saying there is not available in Salesforce, but yes, it become very costly for us if in case we'll be going each and everything will be going on Salesforce. The best thing to go on Salesforce will be to start with is the Service Cloud, definitely, and the Sales Cloud, and then we can have our own applications. Later on, the Field Service Lightning edition will also be able to, we can give those these services to our vendors also, or the field service people also.
Yeah, but here my question is, Ravi, that what we discussed yesterday was this, that in case we build our own app for functioning of the field agents, say about 5,000 odd of them spread over pan India, then whether the data coming from them will be available in the Salesforce or not, and whether that can be analyzed by the business intelligence of the Salesforce or not. I mean, we would like those 5,000 apps to be interacting with the Salesforce. So whether it is doable or not.
See, definitely 101% it is doable. So I'm just talking about, see, Audio Pro. Now Audio Pro, if I go to their community, I'll just show you. This is what I'm talking about. So what I have showed you the sales and service piece of it. I've also showed you the piece of Field Service Lightning, but I completely understand the data which is coming to you from your service agents or from your customers also. All this data will get assembled into Salesforce. Example, this particular application or a particular portal. Now think from the perspective, this portal is there. Okay, so now if I need to raise a case, I can simply go to support, I can raise a case. Now I have this particular thing in the form of a portal. Rather than a portal, I can have a mobile app given to my customers. This data will be integrated into Salesforce. I can go here, I can search for the articles, or I can raise a case directly going at the bottom. I can contact support, create a case. As soon as I click on create a case over here, I can choose my family, and then I can say, okay, my conferencing tool is not working. I can have my description written over there. And I can just submit. If I want to chat with somebody, I can chat with somebody also within that portal. So this is what I'm saying. This is the portal. This is, let me just see the account is. No, I'll just check. I'll show you this is coming or not. Integration talk. I'm talking about the integration. Oh, there you go. If I want to even attach a particular, just give me a second, I'll just show you headphones.
It's 7 o'clock.
And I want to attach something, I can attach something also. I can click over. Now, if I submit, click on submit. If I click on submit, this will actually go and then, it's asking for the attachment because system is slow. Just cancel this attachment and just submit this case. So I'll show you. So this case, thank you for submitting your request. This case has been created. Now this case number, I can go into my Salesforce and I can find it. Yeah, just leave this. Mm-hmm. 001879. So this way you will be able to, this is the case which is here. So I went on a portal and I created a case over there. Those cases will be showing to me here in Salesforce, and I can have my case comments, I can have my attachments also, I can book an appointment for this person, I can update the status, I can create a work order, I can do anything which I want to here. So now these are my, so this is how what I'm talking about. The integration is very, very simple. It's not about the problem with the integration. It's all about that, I cannot showcase because I don't have a ready-made product here. Based on your requirement, this product will be going. Whatever is there in the vanilla version, I've showed you there. So this is how, I as a customer, I will be able to see all my cases what are here. I can check all my order, invoices, anything or everything. So this will be available to me on my mobile app also. Right now, whatever you see is in the portal fashion, in the portal way, a browser version. But you can also see the same thing into the mobile version also. Is that what you're asking for?
Yeah, and I guess it will be both ways communication, right?
Correct.
Right now you showed something coming from the
Salesforce
portal or the mobile app to the Salesforce. And if supposing some, say, agent assignment is done by the Salesforce, and then it will be reflected on the mobile app.
Absolutely, sir. So right now you can see that I'm changing the status closed, and then first of all showcase there on the. So earlier that case was new. I changed the status to closed, and I can put my notes also, whatever, and then put my case comment, but as an internal comments. Just go to case comments here. New. And I can say public, and I can say send customer notification also, and then this is save. So this way that it will be going, it will make public to them on their mobile app. And then I can put my, because comments can be for myself, or comments can be for customer also, can be for internal also. And I can go to this, this app, and I can see this case is closed or not. Just refresh this. Which one was that? 1879. 1879. 1879. I can go to my cases here. And it's showing as closed here, no? Because I closed it now. If I go to 1878, if I go to 1878, I will be able to see that case also, no?
So if I get it correctly, then you can build n number of applications, whether portals or mobile apps, which you will be building on Salesforce platform, and they can be communicating with the cloud of the Salesforce. Is that correct?
No. So this application, what I'm showing you, is built on Salesforce login base. Okay, whether it's a portal, it's a website. Example, let's take an example for Flipkart. Okay, the Flipkart has a portal which you would be able to use when you go to the browser version. You go to flipkart.com and put in your username, password, and login. The one thing is the same thing will be available to you on your mobile version also. Correct? Whether these portals is built on your .NET, your PHP, your Drupal, or your Java, anything. These things will get integrated with Salesforce in a bi-directional integration, so that data should start flowing from A to B and B to A. So bi-directional, I'm talking about.
See,
Now my question is, if supposing your core management team and has 10 higher version licenses, and maybe your call center has about 10 to 20. Call center also has some lower version of licenses. So you have some 40, 50 odd licenses from the Salesforce, and thousands of your field agents and maybe thousands of customers are communicating with this. So is it okay? Salesforce is alright with this kind of communication, with this volume of data externally approaching the Salesforce, are they okay with this?
100%. 100%.
Okay. So now can we
JSW, I have done that for JSW also. No, so JSW has they have not taken Salesforce at the base. They have sales for their sales cloud for their sales team. They have service cloud for their service team, and they have a portal built on PHP which is integrated with Salesforce.
Okay. So can we have a small proof of concept setup in which, as I described, we have one customer's app, we have one technician's, the serviceman's app, and we have an OEM app. And can we integrate all this in a very, very rudimentary way? Just show the proof of concept, and so that we have a clarity as to what all can be done.
No, sir. No. I can certainly make it. It will be chargeable proof of concept for you.
Sorry, come again?
It will be a chargeable proof of concept for you. The POC will be chargeable. Will not be.
Can you put together some of the existing things?
Sir, I completely understand what you're asking for. We cannot do that. In fact, nobody in the IT industry would be able to showcase unless until they have a ready-made product. What you are asking for is a completely custom product. Number one. Number two, three applications working closely, which I can only tell you it is possible. If you want to show me that I should show you, first of all, I need to make an mobile application which I would integrate with Salesforce. It's the same effort if I do it as a project for you. So nobody will do it, and I cannot showcase a customized product or to you. Is very simple, or a customer's product to you, because what we are providing is a service. We are a services company. We are not a product company. If I would have a product, I would have showed you. But what I'm trying to show you, what is as per our experience, what I have as a demo.
Yeah, Ravi, my question is, see, I don't really want to see somebody else's product, but you may have some kind of app, whatever kind of app. So, how exactly that app is integrating with this? Can it be demonstrated?
Sir, try to understand. I do not have an app which is working with Salesforce, and whatever I have showed you, you take it as an app because so try to see. You are a techie, sir. You are techie. If I would be showing it to some other person, like, okay, I know that the person might not be able to understand. This is a different portal where I'm adding something that is going to Salesforce, which shows a clear indication to you as an integration piece.
Now, how do we carry it forward? Like, you need to understand our requirements. You need to make a detailed FRS document, and then we need to do the timelines and the commercials. So, how do we carry it ahead?
So to carry it ahead, first of all, you need to decide the technology which you want to bring in. Number one, the blueprint for the mobile app will be provided by you, or you want my designer to be used, then obviously the feature set to be there. Example, I will share a document with you which we call the prerequisite document, where we would be able to capture all your requirements in one go, based on which we will define the scope of the project and share the pricing with you. A tentative pricing I've already shared with you, that it will be costing approximately 15 lakhs to you, plus your Salesforce licenses, which will be the additional cost.
Hello, let me make it simpler for you. The lighting service app, that functionality, can it be brought into our proprietary app, is what is the question. The objective is, when we have such large number of field force, the license fee can be really, really exorbitant. So the issue here is, so each guy would be covering some 4 or 5 pin codes, right? In those pin codes, in a month, there may not be even a single service request. Okay, so when we talk, so our thing is whether can we avoid that field service lightning.
इसके पास मोहित के फोन में होगी Salesforce की JK Lakshmi की ऐप, दिखाइए एक बार है.
And that way we can save the license, the monthly subscription fee, So will this be having a two-way communication, like it created a case, but in that case, there was a work order, right? In that work order, will we be able to assign that particular agent to carry out that repair?
Absolutely, you can. Now I'll also make it simple here.
But उस बंदे को, suppose even if on this portal, how that one single guy would get to know that he has been assigned, because we are not using those many licenses,
सर तभी तो बोल रहा हूँ मैं आपको. So देखो, ये SAP वाली गेम नहीं है जहां पर आप एक ERP को किसी भी चीज से इंटीग्रेट नहीं कर सकते हो. So SAP would come and say that, oh, this is my SAP, we do not expose APIs, you cannot integrate my system with any other system directly. However, Salesforce is a CRM. It has to get integrated with all other legacy system around to do the marketing, to do the loyalty management, to do the dealer management, or ABC other product line. Now coming to your question, the sales service piece you will be using for the Sales Cloud and the Service Cloud of Salesforce. Then on right hand side of it, you would have your field engineers. On the left hand side, you will have your customer app. The ideal situation will be a customer will download your app, will create a login there and create a case. As soon as it will create a case, that will go to your Salesforce. Somebody might talk to them, or if it's a ideal situation, it will get routed to a particular person who is available that time automatically. Now the person who is not using Salesforce, who is not being part of Salesforce, having a different application of basically it's a role based hierarchy. We are making one application only. where a customer login will be given to them in a different way and a partner login will be given to them in a different way. A partner will be able to see, or a agent engineer will be able to see the ticket which are getting assigned to him with the customer contact number, phone number and email ID, and then they can close the case. As soon as they'll go there, they can see the device, the serial number which are available to them. It's very simple, so all these, anybody, example, a Tata Sky guy come to me, he's not using Salesforce, he's using a particular application, but Tata Sky is using Salesforce at the backend. Yes, they are using Salesforce at the backend. If I talk about any other, like Flipkart is using Salesforce. Are we logging to the Salesforce? There are so many customers who are logging to their portal or the mobile application. Are all of them using Salesforce? No, they are not. That's integrated with CRM at the backend.
Hi. So you are putting emphasis on integration part. The question was about the integration of the field service agents. Okay. Now I have 10 field service agents working on my app. Now to connect those 10 agents, will I need 10 licenses on Salesforce to connect them? Or I can connect them through one license?
One license.
10 different agents.
Answer is yes. If somebody is telling you need to have 10 licenses, then I'm sorry, it's wrong. It's one license only.
Yeah, I think this sounds good. Ravi, this sounds perfect. So now what we need to do is, I will have an individual call with you after some time, maybe tomorrow, and then we will decide the modalities, and then probably you can give a proposal and we can exchange the paper a few times, and then we can finalize the things. Pradeep, do you have any other?
Pradeep, one question. So, sir, before I conclude this call, I have one question to Pradeep. Pradeep, try to understand. If you need to buy 10 licenses of Salesforce to give it to your engineers or 10 engineers, then why would not you be using the Salesforce portal itself? Why you would have a different application together?
So that is what we are